sounds like I'm about to throw up.
Will you at least come with me?
Wait!
Oh, okay, thanks.
I love you. I love you too. Yes, I'll go.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Right?
Oh, I was just gonna show
Hmm?
you. You look like Mickey Mouse, a very bad version of Mickey Mouse.
I don't want to actually put it on because I don't want to mess up my hair too much.
My cough syrup's wearing off.
You want a cough shot?
You got cough drops?
Yeah, there's a,
The red thing,
where it says Lucas.
I that one I can see that part. What?
Take a few of them.
I need to answer like that.
Oh my goodness.
Because it did not give me the data that I need for this.
Are you gonna take up the packets for a grain? Are you gonna take?
Am I supposed to? No.
Don't.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No.
Am I supposed to do that?
Some
We
teachers
didn't.
choose to.
I never did.
Miss
Not the
Henderson
Boston teacher
didn't.
is.
Miss Henderson didn't, Miss Coggins didn't.
Yeah, they just,
Miss Pickett didn't. They were just kind of like,
I was just
if
wondering
you go,
because
they
the
give you
Austin
100,
teacher.
but if you don't go, then you have to turn it in.
Yeah, if they're not here, then
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, because I mean, that's their way of showing that they did something for it. There's some water down there.
They had a
You want
question,
anything?
no, about, that one problem in here. They thought you could block on two things at one time.
Like what?
The question,
Oh my gosh, I did this.
so I
So bad.
told them you can't block but on one thing at a time. They thought,
Bruh, you may haven't like that many.
this one,
Okay.
I was so
that
confused.
it was blocked by
Does it say
drug
download?
and by gender.
Okay, they have it. They
It's
just
just-
haven't
and-
processed it. Like, they
That
put
makes
mine
me really
in.
nervous.
Right, and that's what I told them. I said, that is treatments, now you're getting
Because I
different
emailed
treatments,
her about
but
that.
for
So
some
when
reason, I don't know what it
It
was.
said downloaded.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I said, well, I'll make sure I
She
tell
said it
you,
says
did,
downloaded on her.
they-
They do have it,
Well,
they just haven't gone through it yet.
They know that.
And so mine was like just put in.
And they also haven't got an ACT.
response.
Yeah, that's, she said it's supposed to force.
Part B was how you
Which I'm
incorporate
hoping
blocking
it's not.
this.
Yes. Yes.
Because I hadn't come up with word blocking it as the drug,
Yeah.
which they just did in the prior part A.
Plus,
and
you know,
it's
we
like-
wanna know before we pay.
what are you doing? Yeah, okay,
But
so,
the about
What is kind of serious, right?
Reckless.
I feel like
Honestly, I'm
They were
serious.
I think of that because I'm separating these things out.
Right.
That's why you should just.
well, that's just what I told them, that you can't block but on one thing
So.
at a time.
Yeah.
The rest of those will be
That
the
was
treatments.
that was one of the multiple choice questions.
Cause I
I
don't
don't
really
feel
want
like
to,
see
I
how many
do.
people, because normally
Yeah.
that is
But here's the
different,
thing, I don't
know
Yes.
about looking at the particular problem unless like that's missed a lot.
I don't wanna go if like, it's not that I don't wanna go for nothing. I still wanna go just the living situation took off so much stress.
She was the
No,
one that,
I think I'm 100% agreeing now.
She said that.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I do too, I really
Is
do.
that-
Like, I really, the
I
only
just
thing,
wanted
the only
to
thing
know.
I would change on mine is if I could still apply for application or scholarship.
I'm with you.
UAP, but I can't. Unless they give me some special waiver, but I doubt that.
I got plenty of
So
that.
I already know stuff off.
He's not talking to you.
We'll just have to know by like the 10th, 100%, because we don't wanna pay $150 fee.
Right, they'll give,
We're
they
not
give
going
like
to.
$100. But still.
They know if I
I
say
read
I
it.
won't take them up, but now
But
we
still.
use them
Yeah.
a lot
You know, you
in
still have
class,
to
for
pay that
other-
fee.
but they
My
know,
mom got
so
that.
mine generally have a place down right here,
Mhm.
and they know
Try that tomorrow.
that's where they gotta be, or I'm gonna take, you know, if they're using them, I'm gonna take them up, they know
That
that,
was just,
but.
I'm gonna start with that to my mom, so.
You are old enough, you're.
it's not, it's really not, it's just like.
I don't have time to police them. I
It
don't,
goes-
got too much material to cover.
She was like,
I recognize you.
she kind of.
Was it wanted list or something?
Math something, I'm sure somewhere along the line.
Yes, cause I teach math and science both.
Yeah.
If you like,
Usually we're familiar with that.
I don't
Probably
get
just say
such
yes.
a good.
Well, I'm from Hartselle, so it's probably possible.
Like,
Okay.
comfortable with each other, like, we wouldn't, you know, like, comfortable.
How long have you been there?
It's not like.
That's when it was, I'm really.
About 15 years.
That's why I'm like
really
so
okay
much
with
stress.
Because I did my student teaching.
Because my friends, I know.
When?
The second
Fall
season,
of
like,
2005.
Who'd you do it with?
Lead battles.
has-
Yeah, I'm right. Well, we're the old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could-
Okay. Well,
You know what?
I know.
Did you just start there, baby?
Yeah.
About then?
So,
I've been.
Your husband taught there?
Yes, he does.
That's why
I came in your room
saying
after
people
this.
commence or something, I'm not gonna care, because I know you're
I
gonna.
did geometry, she had geometry all day long.
And even if you
It's
did,
always
it's like, I'm not gonna
geometry.
care.
And then in the afternoons, I went across the hall for some algebra classes.
But like, honestly, who you
I think
did,
I can use them.
I'm not gonna care.
Nancy Hickman.
yeah, so.
Cause I know that we're.
I don't know if you count, there's another Miller there
And the
too.
thing is, but we.
I've
I
never,
don't know.
I've never really taught
them.
them. I wasn't a
How much
CrossFit
can you
kid.
get?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But there's another Miller that's there.
Exactly, like, it's
Oh,
not
I'm
like
sure then
a
I saw
house.
you.
Yes.
You're everywhere.
Yes.
Being over here.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Even then, I'm gonna have like
A little while.
so why not just talk?
But a very, very nice lady shared
Like, I
everything she had with me the first year I taught. Yes. This lady, and I love Carrie too, I used to go to her study sessions for her groups.
Every other week.
These are from a different lady
Grocery shopping.
who actually did one of the original
Exactly.
study sessions that I went
And like
to.
other people are like,
This Gregory, she's actually not from here, she's from California. And so she had a little different, but she has lots of
I would like it.
activities and
no, I feel
stuff.
comfortable. Even though we went to.
Yeah, and that was very helpful to me to have some stuff already
Usually we take some of the same
put together,
basics.
but I mean, she has
Same basic classes together.
all the parallels done, and she has notes to go, fill in notes to go with every one of them. She has boodles done for response and multiple choice questions other than just AP that she has made up herself that are very, very good.
I understand.
And she has lots of
So.
assignment sheets.
killing me right now.
I find that's the thing I don't have time for, is to write out more problems,
Yeah, D, and I'm like,
and she has done all
oh,
that. So I will forward that to you.
Thank you.
Yes, because I appreciated it when she gave it to me. It was probably all that saved me my first year.
One day at a time.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I took stats in college, but that's been like, that was like maybe my third year, and that's like,
Well, the only, I have an engineering degree, so the only stats class I ever took was an engineering statistics class.
yeah.
I'll know about
And
it.
yeah, when I look back, it's not this.
It's not what we're doing right
No,
now.
it's not.
And even, I tutor a lot of the Calhoun kids, and I had a couple of kids from UNA that had gone to school at Hartselle. They didn't take stats. That would drive back one day a week and we would tutor with them in stats.
Yeah.
They're not doing this.
Yeah. That's right. When I think back, I'm like, I don't remember half of this stuff. And when I look back at my book, I'm like, it's not.
They sure don't
It's the same.
write
Yes.
in colleges the way we are writing
Right.
here. And I've
That's what a
never
lot of mine
seen
are
a final test in any of these kids I've tutored that I've looked at final tests and stuff that comes even close to this crazy AP test.
I'm looking at how many days.
That's what mine struggle with.
I got my hand ready.
Now, some of mine love that part of it.
Yes.
The ones that are mathy and that love the math, they're like, this is not math. I hate this class.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
it's fun.
I do like getting their own data. I really like that
Yep.
a
They
lot.
love that
One
part.
question, because I don't know, it's different here than it's not. Do you feel like? So like, you don't. You don't have to. Oh, obviously, but.
Yeah.
They will probably need to move this
You don't
to
have to if you don't want to.
Miss POTUS's room, I think that's her name, for the last session, if they want to get all 3 sessions. Because I'm not teaching all 3.
Okay.
I just have this one, and then I have probability, and then the groups swap, and I have probability again.
Okay.
So they'll have to go over there to get data analysis.
Okay. And that's the only time we switch?
Yes.
Okay.
Switching is a good thing.
Uh-huh.
Because I go to a lot of small schools for them, and it's tough.
Yeah.
You really got to have a lot of activities, because nobody wants to sit and just do multiple choice and pre-response.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, in a lot of the smaller schools, they haven't gotten to where we are anyhow.
Yeah.
And so it's,
Well, we're not either.
well,
We're not to finish probability.
well, and I teach my stuff in a different order
Okay.
than this.
Okay.
So I'm not, if I was still in the study sessions, I would have to teach a different order.
Okay.
Because we're doing experimental design right now. And we've done, in the probability, there's two sections. There's the normal model section, probability part.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, the second part of it is doing the conditional probabilities and stuff. I won't do that till after Christmas.
Okay.
So,
We're gonna try to wrap that up next week. We're supposed to be, based on her schedule, it's supposed to be, we're supposed to finish chapter 6, which I'll finish chapter 5, but.
and see, in my textbook, I'm in chapter, I've already done 1 through 13 chapters. Because I'm in a different book
Right.
than she is. So I try to stay somewhat with my textbook, even though I don't use it a whole lot. I do try to stay with it. I have the block book.
Okay, gotcha.
And I like it, but I use the Flamingo book a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I just pull problems out of the book we
That's all,
have.
yeah.
I
That's
don't
all we
really,
do.
I don't really use the book. So kids don't even have one issue to them. It's just sitting in their desk.
Okay.
So,
We didn't get ours until October, so I mean, I didn't have anything to use anyways. But, yeah, we just use them for extra problems.
I think it has good problems in it. I like the problems better probably in that book than I do in some chapters. I like them better there than I do in the BVD book that I have, but BVD's a much easier read.
Okay.
And if a kid really needs to understand something,
Right.
they can probably get it better out of it.
Okay.
And it comes, you know, it's got all those podcasts with it. If they're stuck, I can post it.
That's cool.
So. Oh. So do y'all do experimental design first? Or do y'all do it first?
Okay.
We went in order. I can't remember. We start with data first. You can data.
She woke me up at 4 asking if I could teach science. Oh my gosh.
I don't know where the.
I would have been like,
I'm not allowed to.
See, probability is chapter
5.
16, 17 in my book.
Okay. There's only, I think there's 12. Yeah, there's 12 in here.
12 chapters. I have 23 in my book.
So y'all just.
So it's just different, so.
Okay. And then we do normal distribution in chapter 2. Scatter plots and linear regression in 3. And then sampling and what you just did, and experimental design chapter 4. And then we're doing probability right now. 6, what is 6?
Was that start inference? Binomial?
Discrete and continuous random.
Yeah, that'll be binomial geometric, yeah.
That's what I'm supposed to end with this Christmas, but I won't.
I don't ever get that much go. I'll just tell you. I
Okay, but
don't.
when I average.
What I was supposed to ask is, would it be bad of me to assign them something over Christmas?
does she give homework over homework?
It wouldn't be bad.
I'm not gonna make them.
Every class.
I was thinking of giving them the guided notes filled in already, my copy, and then
Something,
having them do a few things, just so we're not
and then our exam.
having to waste time taking the notes when we get back. I just don't want to, I want to have that time to review
I have to
in the
be on the
end.
next quiz.
That's really, well, because our test is so late.
Like, cause then.
17th, 18th?
Which is the 13th. Is it, I thought it was the
She
13th.
averages all her quizzes together.
Or ours is gonna be the same time?
Right now, the
Yeah,
quizzes-
but I was thinking it was 17th, 18th. I may be thinking about physics.
I'm.
Or I may be thinking about the other conversation I was having with
It's
my,
not that.
with my Calhoun students.
It can't be the 13th because that's a Sunday. Maybe it is the 17th.
Honestly,
I don't think people should.
I just know our seniors are already out of school.
When you're taking them?
Yes.
Okay. Ours, it's that last week, that's when they get out. So it might be the 17th.
It's, I think it's the next to the last test.
Mm-hmm.
Or she just wants that food when she grades on
I still want to know where I'm on my essay.
Same.
I'll work on that.
I hope I get good on that because I sit back and read over my grading.
What did you get last semester? Or last Mondays?
Like a 7.
Because it averages.
Yeah, the two average out, so.
Better we go is
Yeah.
pass that thing, then.
I should have to get
I got
100.
5.
Yeah, why did she give 100?
My Calhoun kids get
Yeah, I
finished
think, why did she give 100?
almost 2 weeks before.
Why? I can't.
So you gotta,
We're finished part.
so you have to finish earlier.
I'm heading back. I'll see you.
I just really wish next year they could get them split up. An AP class. Doing all class.
I guess you get paid extra for
there no
that.
toilet paper in there?
No. It's like no paper of any kind.
You know, though, we don't have at our place a lot of the math teachers. There's myself and 2 other teachers out of our 10 that have their masters in content. Most people got their masters in administration or something else, and see, they're not certified to teach
Right.
with Calhoun.
There's not a choice.
Those old people like us,
And I was gonna say mine's in differentiated instruction, so I guess that doesn't count either.
Well, statistically.
no, you gotta have 18 500 or 600 level courses,
Mine's readable.
hours, so.
I didn't know you were in on mine.
I am now.
I'm not choosing.
Yeah, cool, yeah. There you go. You're gonna set higher ACT.
How long have you been in
Don't
Decatur?
talk to me about that.
4 years. And I was at Austin for 1 year.
I did my student teaching at Austin 30 years ago. Are you from here?
I went to West Morgan in Trinity, so
Shelby, you
Pretty much.
made that photo. Wait, let me see.
I'm making my debut.
Literally, it's another review session. Leah and I tell
Now, Miss Coggins is here, isn't she?
she is.
You're like,
She and I went to college together.
Her husband taught me in high school.
Well, I called her Coggins, she's Standridge now, get that in. Well, no, she was Standridge,
Yeah,
now she's
Coggins.
Coggins.
Yeah.
I've never seen myself.
I've never seen myself.
I made my debut. It's going viral. I'm really famous. Making my way uptown.
it's down everything.
I know. Thank you, Kalia. Sorry,
Lose the 2.
You look up on the wall?
Maggie, can you take a photo of Maggie and I?
Did you?
People like,
What?
I can't see.
Okay.
I just need one of those. My dad got these
For me like that.
Yes, get one of
I
those.
want you to get Shelby in the background. I want you to get Shelby in the background. So Maggie and I will come right here. And I'm not gonna-
Is she covering her up?
It's awkward posing.
Where?
But you can't see.
Wait, it's not
You okay,
like-
Greg?
Sorry, this is Yeah, I'm okay. My mom's texting me. They're at the vet now.
Okay.
And I'm like,
Yeah, no, you're the star of the couple.
oh, I need to write
Maggie and I look really bad.
I'm pretty sure.
You know it.
Yo soy el
I'm not really sure what I'm about
Be number
You're
one.
my, like,
Playing number
inspiration in
5.
life, Shelby. I've never heard that before.
Be zero.
There's a first version.
Do you think it would be possible to get about 20 copies of this? I didn't know I was going to have quite so many. So I might need a few more.
Why it says
It's really
pretty.
big.
Like, I
Red
bet
Shirt
you
65.
And that was what I copied, was about 42 of every day. So I'm short a few of those, I know.
Whoa. Olivia, those are going viral. Yeah. I'm making my debut.
Okay, I'll put them on my list.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you had depth effect on. Alright. That's why you couldn't get our bodies in it, because you were zoomed up to the
Maybe I'll see you in here.
Do you think we'll run one of these on every desk?
This is art.
Ew.
What did you take? What did you take this? The active enough. Okay, also the active 3.5 GPS I'm taking right about now.
Hey, I got a 3%. Whoa. I have like a Shelby post 8, so 3.7. I round. Look over your shoulder. For real. But some colors are like 4.0.
She's stinging.
Been like, dang.
Forget the video's on.
Real bad.
Shelby. Oh, please in it. Put your hood on.
What's your pop sock?
You look like that angry rabbit. Do you know that angry rabbit though? That's what you remind me of. I don't know why. No, like that photo of like the angriest rabbit. It's so funny.
Are you okay?
Put extra desks in
I'm easy.
You are. I appreciate you. You're being really good.
I'm too old.
And we'll do a giveaway here.
Okay.
We can make
Negotiate, Beverly?
Lawson just saw the poster out there that says French Riviera. French Riviera. Let's go to France Riviera.
Thank you, ma'am.
Every time somebody gets a restaurant, I'm gonna put on the candy. Looks like you're eating it. Long story. It's from my little brother. That's awesome. Hey, Stone, you want another one? Okay. Money. I can land so many right here. Let's do this whole box. You make a good basketball goal for me? I bet I can finish it on that. Nope.
Assist me. Alright, since we're back, they have made a little change to your schedule here.
We get to leave.
We get out early.
I'll race you to the car. Okay.
Let's just say we're all doing.
No, they do not have enough chairs in the other room over there, so you guys are just gonna have to stay in here. I hate to tell you that.
Every time.
Oh, but we might slip out a little early. You never know. We can be quiet. We'll see. But you're going to be in here until time to go. Just. Well, this next session goes till 11:10, and then your last session goes from 11:15 to 12:30. 12:30.
Take your packet. I didn't read it.
Do you have a packet?
I do, I had to.
Okay. I was just making, it didn't have any answers though in it, did it? It didn't have any at all. Okay, so, let's say we're staying here. I don't know what the other station is, but we'll wing it. Because I wasn't going to do it. Alright, so, I wanted to take one quick look at an example of what, if you had to do a complete drawing of a blocking design in a free response on the AP test, sort of what they would be expecting from you. Now, this particular activity is one that I give my students to do, and it's, you've got 20 machines, 10 are backhoes and 10 are forklifts. But there's a problem with the hydraulics. And so they're trying to figure out if this new hydraulic additive will help or whether it won't help. And so we generally come to the conclusion that we think forklifts and backhoes might act differently. So we block on the type of machine. Now again, I generally make my folks write the word block in there so that it's seen if you're drawing it off that you are blocking, and you've got 10 backhoes and 10 forklifts there. And then in group 1, we've got the hydraulic additive. In group 2 of the backhoes, we have the placebo additive. Now, they do a little bit of writing with this, and down below here somewhere they would have told you where these numbers come from. That they numbered them, put the numbers in a hat, and drew them out. But I make mine list, or they used a random number generator on the calculator, whatever. But I do make them write their numbers there that are actually into groups. And then same thing here for the forklifts. And again, this is where your randomization is. So you probably need to make sure you note that. And then in the end, what is it I'm going to do? Again, I'm going to compare the number of hours until a repair is needed to see if the additive is actually working there. So this is the general gist of what they would expect from you if you're going to draw it out. Now, most of the time, it's perfectly fine if you write out the epistle of all of it. That's okay as well. If you explain everything in writing, you don't have to draw this, but this saves you a little bit of time. You will have to tell them, though, how you plan on getting those backhoes into those two groups there. You'll have to tell them about that. But other than that, this is pretty much acceptable if you have to do one. So just kind of in general there.
So they can always draw that and
Yes.
not write it?
Now, they will have to establish, again, you'll have to establish how you're doing things. But most of mine can sum this up in maybe 1 or 2 sentences.
Okay.
So yes, you can draw. Perfectly fine. And you know, if you don't have blocking, you know, then you wouldn't have that part there. So, I'm the person who used to like to diagram sentences. So for me, the math person, I like this because I like to see where everything is. But you do have to be pretty explicit about where you're putting everything. I'm not much of a writer. I've had to become a writer in this particular class. All right, so any questions about if you had to draw that out? All right, let's finish up your multiple choice and then we'll do some normal model stuff. All right, so when we left, we had done that one and we had finished 8, and so we worked to 9. And so 9 says, the main reason you are going to block when you design an experiment is to do what? This is on every AP test you're going to take. Why is it that you are blocking? What is the primary reason for blocking? A is right. Variation. You're absolutely right. You want to reduce variation. You think there's a difference in men and women, so then you need to block on it. You think there's a difference between backhoes and forklifts, we need to block on it. And take that variable out of the scenario or out of the experiment. We don't have to worry about it. All right. Number 10. Ultimately, it says which is true. Now, you know, the AP test is, the stats one is one of the few that's left that still has the Roman numeral stuff on it. My students hate these questions where you have to pick more than one or just one. So read that and see what you think.